What are you doing in my swamp?
Hello everybody, this is Ogreboy, and I'm going to be doing my review for the 2022 movie Strange World. So, this is the only Disney Animation Studios movie that I had not seen before watching it and everything. Had seen all of the other ones. It took me about a year and a half to get to this one for some reason and everything. I just was never super excited for it. The trailers looked okay and everything, but I could just tell this was going to be one of those movies that I wasn't going to be as interested in. It was giving me Atlantis and Treasure Planet vibes, which those were two of the Disney movies that came out in my childhood that I was not super big on. I've really come around to Atlantis, so Treasure Planet I like more than I did as a kid, but it's still not one of my favorite Disney movies. Neither one of them are my favorites and everything, so I kind of went in here kind of expecting not to be super impressed with this one, and I think it's okay. But anyway, so in this movie, a journey deep into uncharted, treacherous land where fantastical creatures await the legendary Clades, a family of explorers whose differences threaten to topple their latest and by far most crucial mission. That's not necessarily the best way to describe the plot, but yeah, it's close enough, I guess. But all in all, I think this is a decent time. I don't think it's one of Disney's very best and everything. I don't know how much I'm going to enjoy this one on rewatch and everything. It could be like Atlantis and Treasure Planet, where I like it more on rewatch and everything, but it's not going to be one of my most favorites. In fact, I'd say this is probably my least favorite Disney Animation Studios movie since Big Hero 6, probably, out as far as like original ones go. Now out of just all in general, it's my least favorite since Ralph Breaks Internet, but it's definitely miles better than Ralph Breaks Internet. Now I think I'd even say it's better than Big Hero 6, though, in a lot of ways, too. But I think the story is good enough. Not the absolute best that Disney has ever given us, but definitely not terrible. The Clade family are all really likable characters. I really like Searcher quite a bit, the son and everything, and then the grandpa, or the main father, Jaeger, voiced by Dennis Quaid. I really like him quite a bit. I'm really a big fan of Dennis Quaid and everything. I've always thought he was a really good actor, and I thought he was really great as Jaeger, but I also really like Jake Gyllenhaal as Searcher. I thought they were both really great. And then you also got other really good characters in here too, like Ethan, who is Searcher's son. He's voiced by Jacoby Young White, I think is his name, or yeah, I don't know. I probably butchered it. I think I butchered his name, but he's really good. Gabrielle Union is Meridian, the wife of Searcher, is pretty good. Lucy Liu is in here, and Alan Tudyk, and yeah, it has some other pretty good people in here. But I think all of the voice cast are great in this movie. But especially Dennis Quaid and Jake Gyllenhaal. I thought they both just were really excellent in here and everything. And I like the way this father, son, and grandson's relationships are written and everything. Like each generation, or they all have their own generation gaps, and it's kind of got a little bit of a family, not really necessarily a family trauma trope going. It's more of like the expectations you get from your parents and stuff, that they want you to be like them and stuff, and you want to be your own person, stuff like that and everything, which is relatable to most people and everything. But it is pretty well done, and like how they, like, a lot of sons don't feel like they can live up to their fathers and stuff. I think that I thought that whole stuff was pretty good. The relationship between Jaeger and Searcher is really well done, and then of course Searcher and Ethan is really well done too. I think they all have good relationships and stuff, and like it was really cool and everything. I thought that was pretty fun. The animation is pretty cool for the most part. I think it's really good, really beautiful and colorful and stuff and everything. But I will say that the 2D animation in the opening was even better. It made me just wish the whole movie wasn't computer animated and was 2D animation, because that opening is awesome and looks great. And this could have been a really fun throwback animated, traditional animated movie and everything. And them switching to just your standard CGI or computer animation and stuff that Disney has and everything, I think kind of hurt the movie just a little bit. But the score is really good, and it fits the movie really well and gives it a really fun, adventurous feel. I can't remember who does the score for the movie, but they did a really great job. And the twist at the end of what this place is that they're in, this world that they're in and stuff, this where they think they're like stuck in the earth and stuff, and it has kind of like a twist to it and everything. I actually thought it was pretty good. It was a pretty interesting way to go. It totally took me off guard. I did not expect it to be that way at all. So I will say that I thought they did a good job with that too. And for the most part, I think the pacing is pretty good, and everything. Although I do feel like the ending could have been better, and everything, because it was a little bit rushed. It kind of felt a little bit anticlimactic, a little bit, because they find out what this thing is and everything, and it kind of felt like it went by too fast. The ending could have been a little bit better, and everything. But that being said, I think this movie's pretty good. It's definitely not one of the most original Disney movies. We've seen these movies where the fathers want their sons to be like them and stuff like that. It's pretty cliched stuff, so I mean, it's nothing new and everything. We've seen it done in other movies, even other Disney movies, so it's not like the best written Disney movie. It's not one of their most original movies, but it's a fun time, and it is still somewhat original, because like I said, that twist did throw me off guard and everything. And if this is based on a book or anything, I don't know about it, so if it's not an original IP movie, then I didn't know. But I thought this was one of the ones that was, and it's probably going to be the last one from Disney Animation Studios for a long time and everything, because this movie bombed really hard, and so did Wish, which came out last year and everything. Both of these movies bombed really hard because they're original movies and not IP movies or connected to any kind of franchise or anything like that. So, because that's all this world wants now, is just IP movies and everything. So that's what all the studios are about to be giving us. We're getting sequels to movies that shouldn't have even ever had sequels. So we'll see what happens and stuff. But this movie is one that I definitely don't see us getting a sequel to. I don't really know that I'd want a sequel. Maybe a TV show on Disney Plus or something, or maybe a series of shorts or something. I wouldn't mind spending some more time with these characters, but this isn't one of my most favorite Disney movies in recent years. It's definitely not one of the best. I can understand why it flopped, because it just didn't look that interesting and everything, and it really isn't one of their best. Like, I've always said, most of the movies that people say are underrated from Disney, I don't think really are quite as underrated as they say, because they've gained big cult followings and stuff, and everything. And I also feel like a lot of the movies that have underperformed and stuff have been valid, because they're just not as good as what you get with most Disney stuff, with the best of the best Disney stuff. And this is definitely one of those movies that I would say falls in that category. There are a few that I do think are a little underrated, but this one is definitely not one of them. I don't think it's on the same level as Raya and the Last Dragon, which I do feel that one is underrated, or Emperor's New Groove, which is not as underrated anymore because it has a huge cult following and stuff, but it is definitely one of the ones that underperformed and stuff when it came out and everything. But I love Emperor's New Groove, Lilo and Stitch, and Princess and the Frog. I think those are all movies that are pretty underrated and not talked about near as much as they should be and everything. But this one is not going to be one of those movies. I think this one's going to fall in that category where, of the ones that I feel like, yeah, they technically could be considered underrated because they underperformed and didn't do as good as other Disney movies, but I don't think this one has that magic that a lot of them have. It's colorful and pretty to look at, and it's entertaining enough, but it's not one of Disney's best movies. So, I can totally get why it flopped, to be honest with you. Because Disney has given us so much better. So, all in all, I think this is an okay movie and everything. So, I'd say I'd give Strange World a 7 out of 10. I think it's good. Not super great, but not super terrible either. It just could have been better. But definitely could have been worse. Like I said, I don't think it's the absolute worst thing that Disney has ever given us, and I don't think it's quite as bad as some people like to make it out to be. Like, some people are just really picky on that and everything, and I don't think that that's really valid and stuff. So I don't think it's the worst thing ever. Like, there are way worse movies that came out in 2022 than this one, but it's definitely not up to Disney's best standards and everything. This one I get more than Wish, though, because Wish I thought was a lot better than this movie, and I'll talk about that next week. But yeah, so anyway, let me know in the comments what you think of Strange World, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and have a good day, everybody.
Yeah.